Okay, so we're on 8.5, determining the equation of a line. So we kind of talked about, like the slope-intercept form. So given those things, we can find information. We can use the information we're given, and we can make a line out of it, an equation for a line out of it. So we will now be using information about a line, such as slope and y-intercept to write about an equation for a line. Now those are just some examples. We're actually going to have some more. So let's remember that slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. So x and y are our coordinates, obviously, and m equals our what? Slope. Hopefully y'all knew that. And b equals our what? Y-intercept. So just keep that in mind. So if we're given, it says write an equation of a line that has a slope of 2 and a y-intercept of 3. So we know slope is the same as m, and y-intercept is the same as 3. Well, y-intercept is the same as b being 3. Okay. So we're gonna write the equation y equals. We need to write mx plus b. So m is 2 in this case. So we place that for m. X plus, and we need to put what our b is, which is 3. So there we have it. Simple enough. All we did was take our m. So we see you have the equation right up here. We put our 2 in for this, and we put our 3 in for that. And we got our equation. That one is simple enough. But we're going to get a little bit more complex. So it says write an equation with a slope of -4. I was supposed to say and x-intercept and a x-intercept of 3. So therefore our -4 we said is m, but this is an x-intercept. So before, we know that b is our y-intercept, okay? So we know that intercepts are where the line crosses an axis, and if it's the y-intercept, it's where it crosses the y-intercept, and if it's the x-intercept, it's where it crosses the x-axis. So we're going to write this as a point because it's not b. 3 is not b. So I'm going to kind of just do a little sketch right here. Okay, so we know that this is the x-intercept and this is the y-intercept. So we wanted to x-intercept to be 3. So 1, 2, 3. So it would be where it crosses the x-axis, which is right there. And what is that point? That point is 3, 0. So whenever you have an that ended up weird. Okay, whenever you have an x-intercept, you're going to have the value of where it hits on the x-axis, and it's going to be 0 for y because it has to be on the x-axis. And it's kind of flipped if you were to have a y-intercept, because we talked about this in earlier video notes. You'd have a 0, comma, and then your y. So we have our point. So this is our point right here, and we have our slope. So we need to finish our equation, and we're going to use what we know and kind of almost like find the missing pieces. So we know that we have y equals mx plus b, okay? Well, in this case, I know what my slope is. I know everything but my b, because I have my point. My point is xy. 3, 0. 3 is my x, and 0 is my y. So I can put 0 equals my slope, which is a -4, times my x, which is 3, plus b. So all I did was plug in 0 for y, which I got from my point over here. I put -4 for my m, which I got from over here. And then I plugged in my 3 for my x. Now I don't know what b is, but I can easily solve it because once I have that one variable, I can solve it. So I have 0 equals -12 plus b. Add 12 to both sides. So 12 equals b. Okay? So if 12 is my b, then I'm trying to think of that. Okay, so if 12 is my b, then I can go back and put my equation. So I need my equation as y equals mx plus b, and I'm not going to plug in my x or y anymore because I want that to be in the equation. So I'm going to plug in my m and my b. So my m is still -4, and my b is plus 12. So now I have my equation. So what we did with this one's a little bit different. We found my point based off of the x-intercept, and we plugged in our x and y and our m to find our b, and then we can go back and use our m and b in our equation. So. And lastly, we have write an equation of the line passing through the points right there. Well, we have points. So if we think about y equals mx plus b, right now we have x and y, right? Because we could plug in a point for that, but we don't have m or b. Now, but we know how to find slope with 2 points, right? We're going to use our change in y over change in x. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to find my slope. So 8 minus 5 divided by 4 minus a negative 2. So that's going to be adding. So that is going to be 3 over 6, which we know is 1/2. So 1/2 is my m. So I found my slope. And also, remember, I have my points. So now I'm going to do exactly what I did kind of from this one. I'm going to use my point, a point, and I'm going to use my slope to find my b to help me finish my equation. So it doesn't matter which point. I'm going to show you that you can use either point to find it. So I'm going to use negative 2, 5 first. So I'm going to say, so 5 is my y, 5 equals, my m is 1/2, times x, which is a negative 2, plus b. Well, 5 equals, well, 1/2 times a negative 2 is really a negative 1, plus b, so then I'm going to add 1 to both sides, so 6 equals b, so my b is 6. But let's say if I were to try for 8 instead, you don't have to do both, you only have to do one. But I'm going to show you that you're going to get the same answer. So you have 8 equals 1/2 times x, which is 4, plus b. Well, 8 equals 2 plus b, subtract 2, so I get 6 equals b. So either way, so now I have my m, I have my b, and I can plug into the equation. Y equals m x plus b. And there you have it, folks. So use what you got and finish the equation.